Hello guys, welcome back to The Scoop. Today is the 29th of October. I'm not Graham, this isn't Bibby, but we're going to bring it to you anyway.
Yeah.
You know, we're a team here at the Ice Cream Studios.
Exactly, it's what we do. Apologies for anyone expecting the better presenters. You've been stuck with us.
It's a big disappointment if you just tuned in today and you're like, oh, Graham and Bibby, yeah.
No, exactly.
It's Connor and Luke.
Oh, well.
Christ.
At least we've still got some top news stories, right?
We do. We got Transverse in the chat. Transverse in the chat saying
Hello.
good morning. I already like this and I've just seen the intro. LMAO, we love to hear that. The intro is insane.
Yeah, that's like proper good work from Jimmy. I think it's Jimmy who made it, our video guy, so good job, Jimmy.
We got Dad and Lad Gaming in the chat saying how are you, Dad and Lad? How do you do today? Luke, I can see Luke trying to peer around and look at my laptop
Yeah,
screen for
this
the
is
chat.
going to happen a little bit. Just to in advance, I've got just a humble iPad here that I'm working with, whereas Connor's been treated with this glorious laptop.
Well, good member of staff get rewarded, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, apparently.
So, you may have seen the tweet. Nice sword. This is no sword, my friend. Do you want to show them what it is?
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Dad and Lad might have this is a lightsaber. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. I mean, apologies for our listeners rather than our viewers right now, but I am holding a lightsaber, a real life lightsaber.
Well, this is why people need to come and watch it live at 10 a.m. on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Upload, and then listen again on podcast.
Precisely. Yeah, you're completely right. And where can they listen to them back?
That's a great question.
Putting you on the spot here.
You can listen to it on Spotify, Google Play, Twitch videos, YouTube, SoundCloud, all the places.
Absolutely amazing. And then if you want to watch the video version, you can go on YouTube, right, and watch
exactly,
it.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to see me right now, just swinging a lightsaber around like some sort of ninja. Just for our listeners right now. He's just done
his third backflip there.
Exactly.
For all our podcast listeners.
So make sure to check that one out.
So we've got Reveler in the chat, lurking, you beautiful bastard, and I already know he's talking about me. Definitely not Luke. Thank you very much, Reveler, appreciate it. And Transverse, myself is looking to enjoy the stream, lads. Really appreciate it. Every view counts.
Absolutely.
We will hopefully listen to it back on podcast services, like we say. So yeah, you may have seen the tweet that brought you here. It was I mean, I don't want to say the clickbait word. But it may have been it was a little bit of clickbait, but a little bit of truth as well.
Yeah, exactly. We've got to use the marketing sort of strategies available to us, but at the same time.
So, if my PC lets me, I'm going to jump into this one.
Ooh.
Oh,
Magic.
Look at that.
Magic.
You love to see it. So, Call of Duty Modern Warfare is getting review bombed for rewriting a war crime. I mean... Wow, what a headline.
I mean, that is quite a headline. Oh, what have you done now, Call of Duty?
So, this is by Austin Wood, and it is on Games Radar. So, the Highway of Death is real, and has basically nothing to do with Russia. As we said in our Call of Duty Modern Warfare review, some of its missions descend into blockbuster tastelessness. One such mission, the Highway of Death, has sparked considerable backlash, to the point that thousands of players have begun review bombing the game on Metacritic. At the time of writing, Modern Warfare's user Metacritic score is sitting at a cool 3 out of 10. Oof, that is a massive yikes.
Yeah.
With 1,127 of the 1,517 user reviews being negative. While Luke drops his iPad. A huge chunk of these negative reviews were posted in the last few days, and it seems like similar reviews will keep flooding in. So what is it about the Highway of Death mission that upsets so many players? Well, the fact that many of the aforementioned negative reviews mentioned Russia, or are indeed written in Russian, it's pretty telling. See, in Modern Warfare, the Highway of Death is a stretch of road to quote in-game rebel leader Farah, the Russians bombed, killing the people trying to escape. The thing is, the Highway of Death is a real thing from a real war. Oof. In the real world, the name Highway of Death belongs to a road in Iraq. In February 1991, American-led Allied forces bombed retreating Iraqi forces up and down this road for roughly 2 days. Russian forces were distinctly absent from the attack. More to the point, this attack was heavily criticised as a display of excessive force, and it immediately preceded America's decision to call for a cessation in hostilities in Iraq. So that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's like. I don't even. That's like committing a war crime and then saying someone else committed a war crime.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
There's no other way to put it.
Yeah. I think it goes on to say something as well about how the makers of the game obviously wanted to try and make something that's at least a little bit realistic. You know, like obviously it's not an absolute representation of real world, but the fact that they've said that. And then sort of represented this.
Infinity Ward repeatedly stressed that it would reflect the world that we live in. But I mean,
but they haven't.
There's reflecting the world we live in and like showing what happens on a day to day, and then there's full on copying a war crime, but saying someone else did it. It's pretty.
So it seems like as a result. It's obviously had quite a backlash on Metacritic, 3 out of 10. Not great at all.
It's not the best.
It's interesting in a way as well, like how Metacritic is used in this way sometimes, and it can just be like 1 point. I'm not saying that this isn't a significant point, but it could be 1 point in the game.
One little war crime and everyone starts crying.
Exactly.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, and then people use Metacritic as a way of completely like slating the whole game for it. Apparently.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I've been playing the game. I've not played a Call of Duty properly in like genuine years. Like, even when the new ones have been coming out, I've been playing the remastered old ones and stuff like that. And I actually really enjoy this new one. So to see that they've like sort of shot themselves or bombed themselves in the foot, for want of a better phrase, it's sort of annoying because it is actually a decent game.
Yeah,
and like the gunplay is really nice. Like, it's everything you sort of wanted from a Call of Duty.
Sure.
Other than the whole rewriting of war
history.
crimes.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't the article saying something that it wasn't the only sort of instance as well of something controversial that the game's done, or maybe the one about the series in general. I'm not sure. It was
So this isn't Modern Warfare's first run-in with war crime controversy. That is a sentence you never want to see written about your game. Like, its portrayal of white phosphorus as a kill streak was also criticised, which I don't really see an issue with that.
No,
like they have air strikes and they have grenades and they have like smoke bombs and. It's a war game. Like, it's kind of like,
you kind of have to have war in a war game, right?
Yeah, it's like they have tactical nukes, for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
like, do you know what I mean? Like, you can't really get much worse than a tactical nuke.
That's true. But I think they've gone too far this time. Let's just say that. And
it's weird. Like, if they'd have portrayed it and like shown it true to history, like if it was actually the American forces doing it or something, then.
At least
kind of a bit weird still to put it in, like a bit too maybe like too realistic.
Yeah, there's almost two elements to this, isn't there? There's the should they have depicted anything like it in the first place, and then there's the planting it all on the Russians afterwards sort of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like, because the thing is, like, loads of kids, I know like the kids shouldn't be playing Call of Duty, but like, let's be honest, every kid
they do
plays Call of Duty.
Yeah,
and they might like hear that, like, oh, that, like, what was it called, the Highway of Death. They're like, oh, that's a true story, and they like just genuinely believe like the Russians did it.
Yeah.
Because if I played that mission, and then someone told me it's a true story, I wouldn't think, oh, it's a true story, I'll go and find out who did it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'd just be like, well, it was probably the Russians, because
true,
they've shown the Russians. Like, I'd be pretty annoyed.
Yeah, it's a good point. Like, it kind of brings this whole topic of games as educational as well, which they are in a way. You know, like And okay, obviously, a lot of the time you have to take it with a massive pinch of salt when playing a game. I mean, and know which game is clearly made up and which one seems to be telling you about real world. Like Assassin's Creed and stuff is a mix of like the ridiculous and the real and that kind of stuff. But like absolutely, it's misinformation, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very interesting. So
I don't know whether that's impacted anyone's opinion in the chat of the game or anything like that. Do let us know your thoughts, either in the chat or obviously on our socials as well.
Yeah, if you listen on podcasts, like if you want to get involved with the conversation, we're on like everything / Ice Cream Uploads, Twitter, at Ice Cream Uploads, Facebook, Ice Cream Uploads, etc. So you can always like tweet us in after after the show, talking about something we talked
Yeah.
about on the show.
Definitely.
Or if like you have anything you want us to talk about on the show,
Yeah.
likewise you can tweet us in. So Dad and Lad Gaming has said, no, I just want to shoot shit. Exactly. That is that's Call of Duty. Like, I don't care that there's white phosphorus in the game or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really care. Like,
you just go on to.
I'm
shoot
not.
shit.
I'm not going on to be like a good person. I'm
No.
going on to like headshot some idiots
Yeah. I mean, in a way,
who are trying to plant a bomb.
yeah, exactly. There probably is like a decent enough argument to say that it's sort of, if you're being misinformed by these sort of things, or if like these war crimes and stuff like that are being depicted the wrong way, it's kind of, in want of a better way of putting it, not our problem, it's their problem for getting it wrong, for putting it in like wrongly. Like as the gamers go, they just want to buy a game and shoot shit.
Yeah, exactly. Dad and Lad has said it best.
Yeah.
I just want to shoot shit. Yes, sir. So, we'll head on to our next story.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you want to go with next?
Let me just bring it up on my iPad. It is, as some people may have seen, to do with Death Stranding coming to PC. So the article is, and I've just realised as well that you already ahead of me. You put it up on your screen. I'm reading it from my iPad. Death Stranding is officially releasing on PC. So this is, by the way, on GameSpot, and it is by Steve Watts.
Thanks, Steve.
Absolutely. Cheers, Steve. The emerging strange genre adds another platform. So, Death Stranding is just weeks away on PS4, which was believed to be the only platform it was set to release on. But it turns out that prior indications that sounds like bad grammar to me, it might also come to PC were correct.
Good start, Luke.
I know, exactly. Hideo Kojima has announced that a PC version of the game is coming in summer 2020. A more exact release date was not announced. An announcement, publisher 505 Games announced it will publish the PC version. Further details are said to be coming in the near future. The announcement didn't detail if it's coming to Steam or the Epic Games Store, but 505 has published games on EGS this year, including Control. I'll just pause at the stage and sort of make a mental note of the Epic Store versus Steam sort of thing. How fuming will people be if it ends up going on to Epic? By the way, I'm not saying that I necessarily think...
Wow, like, Epic Games hater.
Yeah, exactly. I don't necessarily think that's particularly justified to hate Epic Games personally. But at the same time, it's like we've talked about before, Steam versus Epic. Some people just want all their shit on one thing, like Steam or whatever. And Mr. Do No Wrong, Hideo Kojima, may do something wrong if he in the eyes of some people if he ends up putting it on Epic. Anyway, we are extremely excited and honoured to be working with the supremely talented team at Kojima Productions and to bring Death Stranding to PC gamers around the world, 505 CEO Rafi Galante said. Sorry if I'm butchering your name there, Rafi. In the announcement, Death Stranding will take gamers through a completely original experience that will delight PC gamers everywhere. With Death Stranding on PS4 coming so soon, it launches on November the 8th. Many in the community are waiting to hear more about it. We know the review embargo lifts on November the 1st, so that's when we'll get our first complete impressions of Kojima's latest experimental gameplay. The studio has been teasing special guest appearances from celebrities, most recently comedian and talk show host Conan O'Brien. The cameos include some video game developers too, but Gears of War designer Cliff Bleszinski says he passed on the opportunity. Ooh, interesting.
Sorry, Cliff, if you butchered your name.
I'm going to be butchering a lot of names and indeed words in general as I read these. So long story short, people thought that this was a PS4 exclusive, or at least a Sony exclusive. I thought so as well, because I don't know if you recall sort of ages ago, Kojima was getting really chummy with Sony, sort of showing off a lot of selfies in their sort of studios or whatever, clearly being very...
He's led them on, is what you're trying to say.
Well,
he's teased them in.
Yeah, he was clearly getting very chummy with them, and then that kind of just makes you think, all right, PS exclusives are a thing, right? Lots of things are PS exclusive. This is going to be PS exclusive as well, and that's not been the case. It's coming out on PC, but not for ages. Well, not for a few months.
That's a summer 2020, so it's like almost like it could be like a year or whatever,
I suppose so,
8 months or whatever. That's a long time to wait for a game that's already out.
Exactly, yeah.
Because people have played it, people will know the story.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
Then you're gonna see spoilers if you're gonna buy the game. You're probably in that sort of space where you're gonna be following people who play the game and stuff.
Precisely, yeah. You almost feel like, and this would be a very niche market. I feel it would be people who have already get it on the PS4 and then also get it on the PC because they want the extra sort of specs and stuff like that.
Yeah, they want to be more. If they enjoy the story, I don't know what the replayability of it's going to be like.
Yeah, exactly.
So you would literally just be replaying it again to be like, oh look, that tree that I saw on the PS4 looks more like a tree.
Yeah, precisely. And the thing is, not many people even now know what Death Stranding is going to be about and how it's going to play. It's purposely built this enigmatic thing, aura around it, if you like. So yeah, let us know whether the fact that it's coming out on PC does pique your interest, whether you're going to hold off until PC it releases on PC. I don't think I will personally. I'm not sure whether I'll be getting this or not, but I think I will. I think I'll be bought into the hype of it. Ultimately, might wait a few months or something, but
wait till it
comes
on sale.
Yeah, this is me. As has been mentioned on streams before, I am the frugal Luke, so I will wait until it goes on the PS sale in 2 years' time.
Yeah, when Death Stranding 2's out.
Exactly, yeah.
So we got Dad and Lad Gaming in the chat saying it's not clear if I can shoot much shit in Death Stranding, which is true. You'll have to buy it and find out.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Probably be very disappointed.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I remember I was on the Scoop a couple of iterations ago with Graham and we were talking about this game, and I was sort of saying, there's no real indication of combat at all, hardly any combat. I think there might be a little bit of combat in trailers, but basically you can't really tell. It at least seems like a lot of lunging around.
I was saying to Bibby, it looks like post-delivery man simulator.
Yeah,
it looks like UPS delivery driver simulator.
Yeah, we mixed with some sort of high-tech sort of technology that he takes out of his backpack every now and again, maybe beams sort of messages rather than into your post box.
He doesn't deliver the letters anymore, he just beams them out. Everyone just gets a little through the letterbox. It's just a bit of data.
Yeah, seems to be the case.
The future's so amazing. No more letters.
I know. Yeah, so other than that, I don't know if there's too much more to elaborate on here. Let us know whether you're excited for it, for sure. And whether you're going to get it or not.
It's one of them, for me personally, I won't be rushing out to buy it.
Yeah.
Same, yeah. It looks cool and I'm interested to see people play it. But it's not. It looks a bit slow for me.
Yeah, there are a lot of obviously Hideo Kojima fans out there, and they will pick this up regardless. But I'd be interested to look at the reviews actually, just to see whether the hype is justified.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting if it actually gets sort of 6 and 7s and stuff, and then or how well the sales do in comparison to the reviews and stuff, whether it sells well regardless. But this is new territory for Hideo Kojima since he left Konami and started working on his own, so it will be telling, I suppose. If this game ends up sucking, then maybe the future games that he puts out and will be less hyped. But I can't really see it sucking, but I'm expecting 8s and 9s across the board, I reckon.
Yeah, it's interesting that they're a lot of people there's review embargoes, but it's a week before it launches, so that to me is he's not scared of
true.
The reviews. That to me says there's nothing to hide. It's just a good game.
Yeah.
We'll give people a full week to read reviews and decide if they still want it. So
yeah, that's
hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
So what have we got next? What's next on
What is next? This is a good point. Bear with. So we have.
Should we talk about Mr. Shroud?
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Let's talk about Mr. Shroud. So, here we go. This is a article on Deserto. It is by Andrew Amos, and it's about Mr. Shroud. So Twitch releases epic tribute to Shroud after his nearly clicked an advert. After his move to Mixer. There's Shroud. If you're watching on Twitch or YouTube,
check out YouTube Vision now for glorious pictures of Shroud's face.
So Twitch has released touching tribute video to streamer Michael Shroud Grzemiak. That's definitely how you say his surname.
Oh, we're doing well with names today.
Grzemiak.
Yeah.
After one of the platform's most popular stars defected to rival service Mixer. Shroud's move to Mixer shocked the world on October 24th, as the former CSGO star became the second major streamer to join the platform after Tyler Ninja Blevins. The Microsoft-owned Twitch rival is looking to cement themselves in the space by hoisting big names over, and the stats so far are looking positive. However, Twitch didn't let one of their greatest streamers go without one last goodbye. After starting his full-time streaming career in 2017, he catapulted up the ranks to be one of the faces of the platform until he left. In an October 28th tweet, Twitch published a 2-minute montage of Shroud's streaming journey, from when he departed Cloud9 to take up streaming full-time to when he left for Mixer. And they literally just captioned it GLHF, which is good luck, have fun, at Shroud. So if you've not seen the video, I would suggest watching it. It's a really cool video.
Yeah, I just watched it a little while ago as we were prepping for this story, and it kind of almost brought a little tear to my eye, even though I don't really watch Shroud personally, because
it felt very real. Like it felt like they actually meant it.
Yeah.
And this is coming after there was a big backlash when Ninja moved to Mixer, and Twitch dealt with it horribly, like just horribly. Like they immediately like took his page down. And then they started hosting other streams on his page, which like he's got like 14 million subscribers.
Yeah. And
he started hosting like not safe for work streams on his page and everything to all these kids that follow him on Twitch, going to his page and seeing like this porn basically and stuff, and it's like they just dealt like you could tell they were salty.
Yeah.
You could tell they were just really annoyed and really upset, and they just showed it way too much. Whereas obviously they're gonna be upset that Shroud's left, but they've dealt with it.
Swallowed the pride a bit more, haven't they?
Yeah. They've definitely dealt with it a lot better.
Yeah.
And fair play.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm thinking as well with that video clip, have they completely edited that themselves and sort of found all the footage, or was some of it like taken from stuff that Shroud has edited anyway?
No, it was fully, like I remember reading into the comments, and it was someone from Twitch said like the video team had been working all weekend putting it together and stuff.
Yeah. It's pretty good, like finding little bits, like I think he says at the start, let's see how this streaming goes or something like that.
Yeah,
they've obviously found that bit, so yeah, it is good, and they're obviously keen to show that, you know, we do care, we're not dickheads sort of thing, we're not going to repeat our mistakes or whatever.
He got a lot of good like feedback as well from the community. It showed that they're like self-aware and like they're able to learn from their own mistakes and stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like a positive going forward for people who are staying on Twitch, that maybe Twitch can get better and learn and stuff. So
yeah, absolutely.
There's not like, it wasn't like a crazy news story, but it was something nice that they did.
Yeah, definitely.
And considering we're Twitch partners and stream on Twitch full
yeah.
time,
you know, when we make it big and then eventually leave for Mixer in 3 years' time, take note, Twitch.
put this in the montage.
Yeah, exactly. Did you ever watch Shroud much yourself on Twitch? Or?
I used to watch him when he played CS:GO. He was unbelievably good at CS:GO, like really good. He's good at any game. He's one of those people that you give him a mouse and keyboard, put him on a game with a gun and a head.
Yeah.
And he will
shoot to the head.
He
with
will
the gun.
shoot said head
very well.
Yes, he's just like one of those that can like any shooter where like you've got any sort of like aiming mechanic. He's just ridiculously good at. Cool. So he's fun to watch, like just for how good he is, like purely how good he is. Yeah.
A lot of like the very, very bigger streamers, like ultimately, it sounds almost obvious to say, but they're good at the game they play, right? Like they're ridiculously good at the game. Like,
you've either got to be like unbelievably good or unbelievably funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's no point being like okay at the game and okay at making people laugh. It's like you got to be one or the other.
Stand out in the crowd and all that kind of stuff. Because there's a lot of competition on Twitch nowadays, and it's like I was watching like a stream where someone in the comments was sort of saying, "Oh, give me some advice on how I can become a great streamer," sort of thing. And, like everyone's asking this now, but if everyone who plays games starts streaming, then there'll be no one to watch the streams because everyone's streaming the games.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and it's weird. There has to be some people who sort of like
just say
above
what
the crowd, and and exactly. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's pretty much that one.
That's that one. So which one are you going on to next?
Let's have a look. So that was Ninja, and then yes, so I will do this one about the Xbox. Bring up a map.
There we go.
Okie dokie. So this is on Eurogamer, and it is by Wesley Yinpool, and it is on the following topic. Microsoft announces upgrade options for the next Xbox console. Microsoft has announced an upgrade option for the next Xbox console. First line is literally the title. Okay. It's part of the relaunched Xbox All Access, all in capitals, service, which lets you spread the cost of a console out over a series of monthly repayments. Players in the UK and US who buy an Xbox One S with Xbox All Access can upgrade to Project Scarlet once it goes on sale holiday 2020, and they've made 18 payments. If you get an Xbox One X with Xbox All Access, however, you can upgrade to Project Scarlet after you've made 12 payments, which means you can upgrade when the next Xbox console comes out holiday 2020. Xbox All Access lets you buy an Xbox One for as low as $17.99 for 24 months. You can choose between Xbox One X, Xbox One X. I know, right? I was working that out, by the way, and I was like, well, I think that's still pretty much like 400 quid or something.
Yeah, like 450 quid or something. Yeah, that's crazy. Sorry for interrupting.
No, it's all right. No, it's good. You can choose between Xbox One X, Xbox One S, or Xbox One S All Digital Edition bundles. I don't know what the All Digital Edition means.
It's basically got no disc tray.
Oh, right, okay.
You literally can only, you can't put a disc in it.
Fair enough. I suppose that's increasingly fine.
Yeah.
But, one Xbox controller is included with each bundle, as is a 24-month membership to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. So Xbox All Access goes live 5th of November in the UK, 8th of November in the US, and 29th of October in Australia. That means it's 29th of October today, right? So in Australia it's... Yeah, okay. So Australians let us know how you're finding the service.
All our Australian fans.
All our Australian fans out there. To get it in the UK, you have to visit a Game or a Smith's Toys store in person, or go online at Smith's Toys.
Are you joking? I'm going to go outside.
I know, right? That's already a deal breaker.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you know, I got this all digital Xbox so that I didn't have to go out and buy physical discs. To upgrade to the next Xbox, you need to buy it with a new Xbox All Access purchase from the same shop where you join the program, and trade in the console you originally bought with Xbox All Access. This is getting a bit technical, so I don't know whether I need to carry on reading all this, but the general gist of it, I don't know whether it's worth sort of like bringing up that image a little bit more on the stream or not, but
may have overdone it.
I think you could just have clicked on it, but anyway.
Oh, really?
The world's most... So, yeah, these are the different options that we've got for our listeners. It's pretty much what I already just said. But for the Xbox One X, it's $24.99 a month as well. So, yeah, that must be getting on 500 or something. Yeah. Would you, Connor, be interested in sort of going down this line if you were to buy a console?
It's not bad. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, because Xbox is not cheap. Like, Xbox One X is still like 400 quid easy.
Yeah, I guess so. So you're not necessarily
you're not paying a load more, and you don't have to have the cash up front. Like $24.99 a month's not a lot, really, if you work full time and can sort of set like
it's like another bit like normal like bill at most. Like,
it's a takeaway, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a good takeaway every month.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Or like
very, very expensive takeaway.
It's not even a night out every. So if you go on like 3 or 4 nights out a week, one less night out every 2 months, and you've got yourself an Xbox One X.
With your Xbox, yeah, exactly.
But then again, if you're like love your Xbox that much, you're probably not going out 4 times a week. Like, I definitely don't.
Yeah, this is
4
true.
times a week.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a terrible idea.
No, I think so. For me, I'm a bit old-fashioned in the sense of I like to buy things up front, even like with my mobiles and stuff. Like my crappy.
Sound like my mum.
I know my crappy Chinese superphone that I've got.
Hey, don't diss the superphone.
Exactly. I'll have to.
It can hear you.
Show the camera here.
They're listening, Luke.
Exactly, the Chinese here listening,
God.
but yeah, it's not like a Hawaii or anything like that. It's just like its own brand. It's like this really weird sort of Chinese phone. Anyway, I bought that outright, and then I've got like a SIM-only contract of like $9.99 or something, like really dirt cheap.
Classic
That's what I like doing.
Classic Burns.
I don't like wrapping myself up in loads of like monthly payments.
Yeah.
So this would be like, don't get me wrong, I agree with you. It's not sort of extortionate.
So if you were buying you have a car, right? So did you buy your car?
Oh, I bought my
outright?
car outright. Yeah. And
I mean,
I'll buy my next car outright.
It's always better. Like, don't get me wrong, if you can, like, it's definitely better. Like,
yeah. I understand that it's not always an option for people.
Yeah,
as
we're
well.
not all rich. Like
And well, the thing is, like, say on top of like cars or indeed phones, I will probably get one that isn't quite as good so that I can buy it outright as well. Whereas some people will sort of like buy the best car out there and spend their most of their like rent sort of value paying it off.
Yeah.
Each month. But hey, so anyway, with this, obviously that's part of the story, but then there's the idea that with Project Scarlet, you can sort of move these payments on to pay for that instead, I guess. Or
yeah, that's pretty cool. But so if you're paying $24.99 a month for the Xbox One X, then you have to like retake out a new sort of
yeah.
That's
so it's not like
surely it's gonna bump up the price, and then you're gonna be like, well, I can trade it in and get it, but it's gonna be £40 a month now.
Yeah.
Or £30 like.
Exactly. Yeah, you would have thought so. Yeah, I don't know how much the
that doesn't work.
Don't know how much the Xbox Scarlet costs. That's not its proper name, is it either? The Project Scarlet, I should say. It's not got a proper name yet, right? It's not going to be Xbox Scarlet or anything.
That's a good question. Yeah, I don't think so. I think that's just like...
I think it's just literally the project name.
Yeah,
is Project Scarlet. We don't know how much that is going to cost. So, as I think this article goes on to say, it says, we don't know how much Project Scarlet will cost, so we don't know how much the finance deal for it will cost.
Yeah. That's the thing. If the Xbox is really expensive and the new finance deal is therefore way more of a monthly payment, then you're not going to trade in your Xbox One X that you bought just to trade in a year. And you're going to be stuck with that for another year.
Exactly, yeah.
So, and that money that you're paying, like £25 a month, you could have used that to save up and buy
precisely.
the Project Scarlet Xbox.
Yeah,
so.
it's a good point. It all seems a bit desperate at this point anyway, when we're at that sort of tail end of the current generation's lifespan. And obviously these companies still want you to buy that.
Yeah.
But really there's increasingly less incentive to do that.
Well, we saw I think it was Jack who posted a deal for the PS4, was it?
Yeah.
And it's like there's all of a sudden loads of deals for like Xbox Ones and PS4s, and
exactly.
It's like, well, yeah, no one wants them.
I know.
Because they're obsolete in a year.
Yeah, precisely. Admittedly, that PS4 Pro deal was really good.
That
I was kind of tempted. I think it was something like if you trade in your normal PS4 with all the a controller and HDMI cable and that kind of stuff, you can get a PS4 Pro for, was it like the equivalent of, after you've traded in, like 90? Did it work out to be about 90 quid or something?
I think it was about 100 quid.
100 quid, something. But you got like Modern Warfare with it as well.
Yeah, so you get like your 50 quid game, like you get, and then you get the PS4 Pro and stuff. So
yeah,
it's like basically just like a little upgrade, wasn't it? It's like,
yeah, I think maybe it was like the console's equivalent of like 90, and then like when you took off the Modern Warfare cost or something like that. It was pretty good, but yeah, I mean PS5 obviously going to do that anyway. PS5, who knows? It might be like, do we know whether it's even 8K compatible? Like it might be.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah,
I think it is, or at least like upscale to 8K or something.
Yeah,
I would presume so. It'd be a big oof if it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. So
anyway,
yeah.
What's next?
Pretty much that one. Yeah,
we're getting close to the end. Dan and Lad said, "Yeah, it's 8K." Yeah, I would have been surprised if it wasn't like here's the next gen console for the next 7 years, but after next year it's going to be like literally behind everything.
Exactly.
So what's next?
Well, I suppose if we're going to switch between ourselves, then maybe you do the Overwatch 2 next, maybe.
Oh, let's get into some Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
So while this isn't exactly like breaking news or anything, sort of is part of it. So this is a ESPN article by Rod Breslau. He's Slasher, basically. You'll know him as Slasher, anyone who's listened. Cool. So basically, Blizzard Entertainment will unveil the next iteration of its popular Overwatch franchise, featuring a new logo, new game mode, maps, heroes, and PvE features at BlizzCon this week. So I'm actually really excited for that.
Nice.
So, according to a BlizzCon source and a BlizzCon training document, which included information about Overwatch 2 and was obtained by ESPN, always makes me laugh that, like, yes, our sources gave us this. We obtained this document. No, you probably stole it. Or made it up.
Exactly.
But Slasher's usually pretty good with this sort of stuff, so I believe him.
Yeah.
So it was earlier reported in June by Kotaku. Is that how you pronounce that?
I think so.
So why can't I say words when I'm on?
I think it is, yeah.
That Blizzard was working on a PvE-focused Overwatch 2, with Blizzard assigning resources from other areas in the company that included a cancelled StarCraft first-person shooter game using the Overwatch engine. This document, obtained by ESPN, offers a first look for what to expect from Blizzard's franchise esports title at BlizzCon, which begins on Friday. So, I feel like there was a picture there. Oh yeah, so there's the new logo. Just
sweet.
Obviously, listeners won't be able to see this, so notably, the Overwatch logo now has a small orange 2 index in the top right corner. Hero talents and in-game items are coming to Overwatch 2 PvE, and one of the missions will be a 4-player story experience set in Rio de Janeiro, as opposed to the 6v6 gameplay in the original Overwatch. According to the document, Blizzard did not respond to a request for comment. While much of the focus will be on story and narrative elements, Overwatch will see its first new mode since the game was released in beta in 2015, with Push set to be unveiled alongside Assault, Control, Escort, Hybrid. That should be and Hybrid.
Yeah, I feel like
that confused me. Push will be set on a new map based in Toronto, according to the document. Since Overwatch's release, many in the competitive Overwatch community, including professional Overwatch League players, have voiced frustrations for some of Overwatch's less popular game modes, such as Assault, and have been requesting a new variant on which to play. The Overwatch development team have made significant efforts to appease the concerns from Overwatch, including oh my god, put your teeth in, Connor. From the Overwatch community, including implementing 222 roll lock and roll queue into the game. So it's a long article. We'll sort of talk about it for a minute.
Yeah.
What do you play? Oh, that's the wrong. Do you play Overwatch? Does anyone in the chat play Overwatch?
I actually don't. I know that, say, Josie, who will be coming to stream later, is big on Overwatch. She might be interested in this news. But yeah, it's interesting that they seem to be adding new modes and stuff potentially, or new setups. Like, is it at least the normal original Overwatch? Is it always 6v6 maps or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, so the potential for them to mix it up a little bit maybe.
Yeah, it sounds like they're going down more of the single player, co-op story experience.
Yes,
which sounds like sort of Borderlands-esque, I guess. I love Overwatch. I play it a lot. I enjoy playing online competitive games though. Right. Yeah. So I'm not sure how much this will appeal to me, but if it's obviously it's as good as Overwatch is because it is Overwatch. Yeah. And I enjoy the game, and I'll enjoy playing it with friends, so it might be really good. Yeah. I'd definitely give it a go.
It depends whether it still basically retains everything that the original Overwatch is and adds more to it, or whether it is really completely changing things up. And it'd be interesting in a way if they didn't sort of replicate some of the modes in the original Overwatch, but let them sort of run side by side, and people would kind of choose.
Overwatch 2.
Yeah, games don't tend to do that, of course. When a new game comes out, it supersedes the last one. But it'd be interesting if you had these two simultaneous experiences. But I don't think it necessarily happen with this. But it'd be cool to see in the future.
I feel like this is like you say, something Josie will definitely enjoy. Yes, because she loves Overwatch as well, but she also really dives into a single player games and story driven games. So a story-driven Overwatch game sounds like perfect for her, especially for streaming.
Yeah, definitely. So, watch this space. Maybe if Overwatch 2 officially becomes a thing, and I'm sure Josie will get it and stream it live on Ice Cream Uploads.
Not every day. Most days.
Some of the days.
At least a day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Blizzard obviously been in the news for the wrong reasons recently. Yeah. With the whole Hong Kong, China.
it's
situation. But
trying to deflect. You can kind of imagine almost that they weren't ready to sort of leak this information or whatever, but then they're like, oh, get it out there, you know.
Yeah. They probably not even started on Overwatch 2 and they're like, we're releasing next week.
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh, there you go. I shouted too loud.
That was, for our listeners, the lightsaber just collapsing on our table.
Luke tried another backflip.
It
didn't work this time.
Yeah, exactly. I've been backflipping the whole time, just for our listeners.
Yeah.
The first one I got wrong out of about 1,000. Just try and balance this back on. It's not the best stand in the world, I'm not going to lie. You know, I'm just going to put it on the table. Like so.
Oh, podcast listeners are going to love this. It's a great
quality
content.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what we were talking about.
Overwatch 2, Blizzard.
Oh, we were talking about them like trying to leak some good stuff to the press to like take off the heat.
Yeah, exactly. So
it makes sense.
It'd be a good little strategy. Yeah, you can, like you're saying, you can just imagine they've not even made it yet. Just like, you know, come up with these ideas. What do people want? You know.
Someone said Hong Kong in the press again. Overwatch 3's coming out.
We're not released Overwatch 2 yet, but we love you guys so much. No, we're just going to release Overwatch 2.
I think this is coming up to our last story of the day now.
Yeah,
it's a funny one. It's a great one. This just makes me laugh so much.
You're hyping it up.
I'm gonna get some of the
source
material up on my phone here just to read out to you in a minute.
So in the meantime, this is from PC Gamer, and it is by Fraser Brown. Class warfare has come to Fallout 76. Fallout First's members are the new 1%. So, like the vaults themselves, Fallout 76 has become a curious social experiment. Since launch, the initially egalitarian West Virginian wasteland has slowly been splitting its community with microtransactions and premium conveniences, which reached their zenith last week with the launch of Fallout First, a premium membership subscription. Now, some players seem to be gearing up for a class war. Fallout First, and this is a quote now, Fallout First's players are being targeted in adventure mode, claims a player on Reddit. The Fallout First's icon and fancy gear makes them stand out, apparently encouraging other players to grief them. While some seem to think Fallout First players are fair game, others see it as harassment of innocent players over Bethesda's business decisions. It's not like West Virginia was a peaceful commune before Fallout First. However, players hunting down their fellow survivors is nothing new. PvP is also largely opt-in, and you can't be killed by another player unless you're hostile. Generally, there aren't that many ways for people to get under someone's skin. We've even got what looks an awful lot like someone pretending to be a subscriber, riling people up on the other side. We need to assemble and build gated communities for ourselves, reads potato_seduction's call to arms on Reddit. Piss poor 76ers are targeting us. The day before, however, they were calling the game a cash grab. So this is clear double agent, so much intrigue.
This is
That's
incredible.
Great. I doubt we're going to see a bloody uprising of disfranchised players, but there's undeniably a lot of frustrated players looking to vent. Lots of games have players split into subscribers and free players and don't get criticised for splitting the community, but in most cases they either launched that way or were originally exclusively subscription based. In Fallout 76, a subscription came out of the blue. Every time a utility item was added to the cash shop, there was a great deal of grumbling, so the reaction of a $100 per year subscription hasn't been a surprise. There we are.
So, first off the bat, like I know we've spoken about it before on the scoop, but adding this $100 a year subscription to play a broken game
Exactly.
is unbelievable.
Yeah, that is
Like, hey, our game's broken, but if you pay us enough, we'll
maybe
make it better next time.
Yeah, we'll make it better. Like you'll still get a terrible experience this time, but yeah. Like, was this always just part of their strategy? Like, in their mind, it was supposed to release an amazing game, like, have it free for ages, and then sort of put this payment option halfway through. But anyway, they clearly not changed. If it was, they clearly should have changed it after the game came out, and it was absolute dog shit. So, I think it's little wonder in a way that people are getting pretty pissed off about it. But it is funny that it's kind of materialised in this way.
That like piss poor 76 is our target. That is incredible. Like if you like go onto Reddit and go onto like the Fallout 76 section, like it's unbelievable. There's so many like fun, like I imagine most of it's like satire and people being like sarcastic and just trying to have a laugh, but there's some funny threads. It's like there's some like weird conspiracy theories about like Vault-Tec and Bethesda being the same company and stuff. Like, it's great.
That is good.
It's,
they've kind of, you know what though, it's kind of
they've memed. They've somehow become a meme of themselves, and like people aren't talking about how shit the game is. They're just talking about how funny this class war is. So,
they're trying to, like, kudos to the players, because what they've done is like they've built this into a narrative. They've sort of made this like part of the story world almost.
Yeah, they've taken like the worst situation. You've got a really bad game and you haven't like pay for it, but they're making it fun.
Yeah,
it's like if you were like trapped somewhere and you found like a pen and you started playing noughts and crosses or something. You're like, well, we're trapped, but at least we can play noughts and crosses. Like,
precisely.
It's like the game's crap, but at least we can pretend we're having a little class war.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, as much as I don't normally condone sort of class war or whatever, this is kind of encouraging this situation to an extent.
Says the man who buys his cars outright. He's so rich. Of course, he doesn't want us poor people rising up.
Yeah. Well, you know, so long as obviously that article did say, like, in some cases it has actually been turned into like proper harassment or whatever, and you know, I wouldn't want people necessarily to like jump into the game like innocently thinking, hey, I can't wait to play Fallout 76, and then get like
12-year-old kids, his birthday, dad's bought him a new game. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Dad. I can't wait to play. Oh no, I'm being bullied. Being bullied by the piss poor 76.
Precisely. Yeah. So Dad's kind of bought me a game that's too good. Like, I've got the too good version.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be better off just getting the poor.
I want it to be one of the common people.
Yeah. All pulp on his ear, but yeah.
That is mental.
So
it's a nice one to end the show on, though. It's like
it is.
It gave me a good laugh like last night and this morning whenever it like started coming out with all these stories.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, feel free, like anyone who finds like good examples of it, tweet us them or whatever afterwards, because we'll be, you know, we're keen to have a laugh looking at some more.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be the end of the show. We actually made it like pretty much almost to 11. Like, I'm really surprised we managed to.
I think we've done all right there.
We did better than me and Craig. Me and Craig had like a 38-minute show or something stupid, like when you take the intros out of it. But I think it's been a good show today. There's actually some like, there wasn't a load of news stories, but like I think there's been some good ones. There's some
exactly.
Call of Duty committing war crimes and stuff like
that.
So
much like Fallout 76, we've sort of used a bad situation and made it good.
But thanks very much for watching, everyone. Thanks for talking in the chat. Thanks for lurking. Thanks for watching on podcast services later if you're listening now.
Absolutely.
If you do want to like watch it with all the beauty of me and Luke, then 1, you're an idiot, but 2, you can watch it on YouTube and on Twitch VODs, and if you're watching it on YouTube or Twitch, you can watch it on podcast services such as Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, and SoundCloud.
And Google Play, if you said it. I don't
know.
Awesome.
Thank you very much for watching.
Absolutely, yeah. And as Graham always signs out with,
stay frosty.
an hour, I mean, basically, that's good. Keep this on a little bit until like 11, then we'll be back.